Alright everybody, welcome to the first video of this channel where I am going to show you what I have done and accomplished in my first 2 weeks of being flying FPV drones. Tiny Whoops specifically, because that's what I'm flying. And before you ask what's going on with the Minecraft toys up there in the corner, I have an explanation for that. It is that I'm going to be a father and I saved those toys specifically for this moment so I could give them to my firstborn child. So I could save money on toys. Not because I wanted to collect them myself at all. That wasn't a thing. Alright, back to the FPV stuff. Before I get into this video, I just want to talk a little bit about FPV for me for like 10 seconds. Basically, I thought it was like a little bit of like a corny thing.
I really like
when my mate asked me to get into it. I did think it was cool, but I didn't think it was going to be as good as it is. Honestly,
it tasted good.
Once I had to go on the simulator, I actually was like, damn. Once I started picking it up, I was like, this is fun. And then I saw a bunch of videos of people with these tiny whoops, and it just reminded me of like skating back in the day. We used to go out on the streets, we used to skate, hit the stairs, hit the rails, and like do antics and stuff with my mates. And I've seen heaps of people doing that with the tiny whoops, and honestly I was just like, oh my goodness, I can actually get back into skating without breaking my back, breaking my hips, doing all that stuff that I used to do. Yes, that all actually happened, and that's why I don't skate anymore. So for me, it was like another entrance into the realm of skating, and honestly, like, it's just taken over hardcore now, which is so sick. But yeah, basically that's what got me into the FPV. I didn't think it was going to be so hectic, but it turns out it's heaps of fun, and really it feels like skating for some reason, which I love. So yeah, I have been crashing a lot of the Air 65 drones I've been buying. I think I'm up to my like third one now. I've had to buy the full soldering iron kit. I bought all this stuff. So if you are going to get into the FPV hobby, there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes with it. You're buying parts and this and that all the time. So yeah, get ready for that. But it's good fun and it's nice to learn new things, so I'm stoked about it. What does getting into FPV look like, you ask? Well, let's get into it. So this is where the journey begins for me, right here on the Steam page. We got Liftoff micro drones. Now, they're the only simulators I've played. I played about 5 hours on Liftoff, and then, you know, scrolling my Instagram and whatnot, I kept seeing these tiny whoops everywhere. People are going down under through chairs around their houses. Even some dudes are going through the shopping centers, in the coffee shop, power loop this, power loop that, blah, like that. I thought it was sick, so I downloaded the Liftoff micro drone simulator, and then I just fell deep into it. Before I actually got a drone, I had about 50 hours on the Liftoff micro drones, and it wasn't good, but you know. Here we are in the simulator. Now, I just want to give you a little bit of an idea of what you can expect before you get into actually getting the drone and you're just sort of messing around on the sim. I could just go and pre-record some sick lines and talk over it, but that's not very genuine, is it? So, basically, when you get the sim, you can't expect much except for a bunch of goofing around, trying to figure out how it all works and what the hell's going on. Honestly, it's pretty fun. I think it feels super similar to it. The only really thing I can say is when you cut the throttle, the gravity is just, I don't know if it's the same or what it is. I've tried changing my rates to sort of match some of the actual drones, but it's just, that's it. Everything else is pretty legit, and it's a pretty good simulation of what's going on. I mean, you're never going to really be able to make the exact drone, although the good thing about this Liftoff micro drones is you can quite literally select an Air 65 or whatever drones you like using. They have more than likely got it in here, actual drones. They've got Mobulas, they've got Air 65s, they've got Cetus and Beta FPV stuff everywhere. Like, it's actually sick. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea to get on this sim first and give it all a crack before you know, actually get straight into flying an actual drone. It was really helpful for me. I'm not quite sure how helpful it'll be for everyone, but oh, a little trippy spin. That's the ticket. So you get the idea of what's going on here on the sim. You fly around, you practice, you do this, you do that. So let's take a look at what it's going to be like, you know, when we first get the drone and we first get into it. So very first flight, outdoors, before work in the morning, me and the bro, we took out our drones up to some car park, had a little fly around. So as you can see, I'm straight into it. Little flip, little turnaround. It's not looking very stable, but it's not too bad. Obviously the sim's paying off. We can do some tricks here. A little reverse split SC kind of thing. It's cool. So yeah, I mean, straight off the sim into the drone, you can sort of tell, you know, you kind of got your bearings. I think I thought about going through the gap there a little bit. It's not looking too bad. Kind of feeling it out, you know, trying to get under this thing and sort of trying to feel the throttle control a little bit. Obviously, I did end up having to buy a different controller because I run the DJI one for the sim, and the analog setup I needed to get that Radio Master Pocket for sure, which I ended up copying. So yeah, another thing was the battery voltage. I wasn't able to really see it with the goggles. I'm getting used to the goggles and all that setup too. So yeah, that's the very first one, which it's not too bad. It's not too bad. This one is that very same afternoon. I finished work. I'm like, all right, let's go for another fly, and I'm straight into it. I think I'm feeling super confident all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm like, let's do this, following this little track. It was super windy at the time. At the time flying down here, the wind was pumping. I was like really like feeling it with the micro drone, the old Air 65, just getting pulled. Super fun though, super fun. Still super difficult getting used to the whole analog setup and all that. But yeah, I was frothing it at this point. This is literally the next flight after the last one I showed you, so I'm getting all confident, and a little power loop moves over to the side somehow. Probably the wind. But yeah, it's not too bad. Oh, yeah, that power loop was sick. I don't even know if I could do that again. It just, the way it tracked the pipe was sick. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad for straight away. I mean, you use that simulator and you're gonna definitely get a good idea on how to fly the drone. I think there might even be a section in this clip where I go through the basketball hoop by accident. I'm not exactly sure though. Oh, a little power loop. No. Oh, a little power loop. There it is, straight through the basketball hoop. Yeah, I meant to do that for sure. So before we get into this next little bit, I've been flying the drone around for, I don't know, 2 days or whatever. Absolutely having fun with it. And, you know, I've been practicing this trick, this little dive into the, whatever that is. I've been on this map practicing the dive and I'm loving it. And then I hit this little dive. But wait, I decide I'm gonna hit this little dive and I'm gonna throw a cheeky backflip into it. Right? Hear me out. Watch this in the next part. Me and the bro are going out for a little bit of a street session, and I spot this little gap in the roof, and you best believe you know what's coming. At this point, I'm a little bit nervous. You know, I'm like, ooh, split asset, first go, easy peasy, little 540. Little celebration spin because we're so stoked. And you know what? Hit that little spin and I just think we're going to go for it. I've been doing this on the sim the whole time. Bow! Bow! They're the little backy. It ain't much, but at the time, I'm absolutely frothing. Screw it, I'm still frothing now. That was sick. Here we're looking at about day 4, flying the micro drone around. We've had a couple of goes at this line. We're feeling kind of cracked. We're sitting down over there at the park, screwing around a little bit. The bro's on the he shows me myself in the video on the camera. Little celebration backflip. We're loving it. The controls getting a little bit better by now. We're having a little bit more fun with it. I think I get a little bit lucky here on a couple little things, as you do with the old micro drone. Yeah, a little dive and just woo! It comes out the other side. Super lucky with it. But yeah, you can see the controls going up a little bit. It's not too bad. And practice the little perch up for the finisher. We've been doing the FPV for like a week now or whatever. I set myself like a little challenge that I was gonna have a little assessment or whatever of my skills after a week. So basically what I was gonna do is I wanted to get into the garage, and I think I've got 14 packs. So out of my 14 1S packs, no recharges, I wanted to go under 5 tight gaps, power loop the bench press in my garage, power loop a really small gap, perch up on 2 different objects, orbit something, and then I had a challenge on top of that if I had any spare battery packs, and it was to Matty flip something, which I hadn't done at all on anything yet, I don't think. So yeah, this is kind of how that went. Alright, so the goal is to go through 5 tight gaps. Do I count that as 1? 1. 1 right there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 2. Nice, nice. Oh! Did I go through that? No, I didn't. 3. There we go. Oh, oh. 4. Yep, nice. Oh. And number 5, we go for that difficult one up the top there. Oh, don't quite get it on the first attempt. And there it is, 5. Ting! And there she is. There's the power loop. But power loop a really small gap, which I think, boom, straight through the top of the step and into the bottom. Tough. You perch up on 2 different items. I'm not entirely sure what I've chosen here to perch up on. The step is item number 1. Boom, nailed it first tee. Alright, perch number 2. I think we went for the box up in the top. And if I am correct, I'm pretty sure I fail it. Boom, hit the roof, fall off all the way to the ground. But that's okay. We go again. Bink! And we're on the box. And if I'm correct, I try to thread the little needle through the back of this. Little bits and pieces here. Come on now. Boom! There we get it. Let's go. Alright, next up we had to orbit anything. So I orbited the box. It was pretty chillin'. Boom! Just like that. Little crash. Woo! Bang! Alrighty, and our next challenge was the Matty flip. Boom! There it is. You know what time it is. There's the checklist completed. This here is exactly 7 days flying the FPV. We can do half a trippy spin. This is like the little tester line. Unfortunately, the half trippy spin I did at the top locked me into a Fenty lean. As you can see, I'm just absolutely fenting out over there on the goggles. Pretty crazy power loop though. It's honestly a good line, but the Fenty lean is crazy. So this is 1 week on the FPV right here. It's not too bad, honestly. We learned a couple of cool little tricks and started to make a little bit of progress, which is good. Little juicy flip, little 360s the opposite way. We love it. Bow! Let's go. I'll never get over the Fenty lean in this. Through the legs, let's go. Signature. Power loop goes crazy. Woohoo! Oh, that clip's hilarious. The last little clip we got is the little entry I did into FPV Babu, or Babu FPV's little beta FPV competition thing to win some more drones because I keep breaking them. So this is, I guess, yeah. This is the other day, so I guess like 2 weeks into the FPV. We got that trippy spin around the post, looking clean. Kinda. It's actually kinda poo, but whatever. Was still a super beginner, and then I think it was reverse split S into the Maddie. And then we hit it with that signature sign out straight through the legs. You know what time it is. If you made it through all the minutes of me learning how to fly FPV, congratulations to you for making it through that absolute snore fest. But I'm just here to basically tell you, or if you're thinking about getting into FPV, if you get on the sim for 50 hours or whatever and just have some practice, you're going to be able to fly an FPV drone and somewhat look what you know what you're doing after about a week or two. So that's good. I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement with me. I still don't have that super control like a lot of these dudes out there, but we're getting there, you know, we're getting there. And in the coming months, I'm sure we'll be a lot better and we'll be able to do a lot more crazy things, which will be sick. If you want to see more videos, hit the like, hit the subscribe if you're interested. Basically, I just want to document all my FPV experience and learning, and yeah, I really want to get into it. I've been loving it so far, so hopefully it's just something that continues on.